All right, guys. Sorry I'm looking down at you. It's just that that's where I have a little stand for my iPhone, and that's where it's at. I try to make it as vertical as I can, but I'm just so tall. I'm going to put a link to something in the description box below. It's from the Redlands Daily Facts. Someone pointed it out to me, and a guy named Steve Scazillo. No, I messed that up. I'm sorry. Shazio did the story, and I'm a little troubled. I'm a little troubled by his first paragraph in that story. If you want to go read it. Now, I can't read you the whole story because it keeps trying to charge me 99 cents to read it, or I have to sign up for a subscription. I want to do neither. I just wanted to bring it to your attention. But Steve writes, tensions from a protest in Yucaipa more than a week ago, at which demonstrators demanding justice for George Floyd were met with men carrying rifles, spilled over into City Hall on Monday, June 8th. And I'm a little troubled by that. Before I even get to that, I know a lot of people are upset with me about, my stance on whether Bobby Duncan was right or wrong in having a firearm out there, his shotgun. People are questioning my stance. And here's the thing. By the way, let me give you a preface. I suck at politics. That's why I talk so much about movies and movie stars. And I'm good with, talk about the police and law enforcement. But when it comes to politics, I suck, man. I don't know. Maybe I just don't have the attention span for it. But what I'm trying to say is, so when it comes to, let's use Bobby Duncan and having his shotgun out there that night. Yes, I'm for the Second Amendment. Yes, I'm for the right to bear arms. But I'm also a believer of obeying the laws of the land. And sometimes those lines get blurred. I get that. It's a tightrope. It's a balancing act. Like, I'm for the Constitution of the United States, but I don't really want to be a lawbreaker either, because I want to hold myself accountable. So I want to be abiding by the law. I want to be lawful, abiding by the laws of the land. But at the same time, I want to keep my constitutional civil rights. And I understand that sometimes the two aren't going to go together. They're like oil and water. They just don't mix. I get that. So it's a balancing act, and I'm just trying to, weave my way through it and the best I can. But I want you to know that the main focus of a lot of my videos is basically what happened. Accountability. Is this person right or is this person wrong? I'm not always right. In fact, I'm often wrong, I think. Come on, criticisms. Someone told me, you don't have to, if you're going to apologize for offending people, here's the thing. Stop offending people. I'm sorry, but I'm human. I stepped off the cross. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm rambling. But the thing I wanted to get to was, he said tensions from a protest in Yucaipa more than a week ago, at which demonstrators demanding justice for George Floyd were met with men carrying rifles. That is not true. The people with rifles were on the roofs and in front of their businesses uptown, guarding their businesses. The people that were protesting for George Floyd was a group of young people. Yes, 25 and under. Those are young people who were holding a sign that said justice for George Floyd. They weren't met with men carrying rifles. Those guys were uptown. They were just standing there guarding their businesses. The only gun that I know of, I didn't see it, but I heard after that somebody was running through waving a gun or had pointed a gun, or I don't know. I didn't see that. It was a whole lot going on. But we do know that they pulled over somebody and he was a felon with a firearm and he was arrested. That may be the only gun I'm aware of that was in the area. But met with men with rifles. No, they weren't met with men with rifles. They were met by people who had been drinking and were upset by these people in their town protesting Black Lives Matter bring looters and protesters. Yeah, well, homeless people bring this, and people chaw tobacco bring this, and people from Canada bring this, and it just, we could go on and on and on and on and on with the stereotypes and the labels and the symbols. But at the end of the day, you had a group of young people over there protesting with a sign, and you had a group of other people, not all of them, but the group that was in that group that was drinking and came over across the street and started a fight. That's all that happened. They weren't met with men carrying rifles. Just wanted to clarify that. Thank you, guys. Community Leo Watch, watching Leos. That's law enforcement officers from coast to coast. Hey, I got a good one for you coming right now. I'm going to upload it right after this one. Then I'm going to do this one first. Then I'm going to do another one. We had some visitors in our town. Sure did. Yucaipa had some visitors today. I'm going to upload it next.